thanks for joining us. Breathing new life into downtown Superior. A ribbon cutting was held this morning for a new restaurant on Tower Avenue. It's one of many new spots to eat and shop there.
Yeah, the owner of each knows timing is everything with Blotnick Construction right around the corner. Northern News Now's Ella Showborough takes a look.
Mazi just celebrated its opening on Monday, and they're among a new boom of businesses opening along Superior's Tower Avenue as the city revitalizes its downtown area. Mazi's co-owners say they want to bring something fresh to the city of Superior with an elevated menu and drinks, serving everything from seafood to burgers and wings.
That's really what it's all about. You know, it's an ambiance, and that's what we want to, showcase to this area.
The restaurant opened in a vacant building along Tower, and they aren't the only new business on the block. Also opening next month, Superior Yarn and Creation, bringing yarn, crafts, and classes to the growing downtown Superior rather than across the bridge to Duluth's Lincoln Park.
They're having their heyday now, and I'm like, okay, well, there's got to be more to come too. We can't just have it all in Duluth.
Superior's chamber estimates that more than a dozen businesses have opened along Tower Avenue in the past year. That's after the street underwent a large road reconstruction project last summer.
So our downtown has come a long ways.
And as large construction projects loom, they foresee Superior residents spending more time downtown.
We all know that the Blotnick Bridge reconstruction project is about to happen. This is one more reason for people to come downtown.
That includes trying out new bites at Mazi.
It's going to be a place for people to come in just in their sweats or come in for a business meeting. It's just going to be a place for everybody and feel comfortable in.
The Chamber of Commerce says that more businesses are on the way to the downtown area, saying more shops are in the works. In Superior, Ella Showborough, Northern News Now.
The Chamber says outside of Tower Avenue, more than a dozen businesses have opened in downtown Superior since the start of this year.